I'm on a 24-hour call today.
There he is!
I am here.
Oh! Residents who can flip, baby. Just got woken up. I have my first test in residency today.
Trader Joe fit?
Heck yeah.
Woohoo!
We got wrecked today. We are post-call.
Now with the raise, my November paycheck was for...
Yo, welcome back, vlog. It's Sunday morning. I'm on a 24-hour call today. Not very stoked, not gonna lie. I only had yesterday off, so I'm still feeling pretty exhausted, not very rested, but this is the life we chose, baby. We already have 6 cases on the board for today, which is kind of cheeks, not gonna lie. A lot of ortho stuff. And so our goal is to get through all of that in one piece, hopefully not get too many add-ons during the day, and pray to get some sleep tonight. As always, we are on call for any traumas and any code blues today and overnight. So we're gonna hold the fort down. Let's have a good call. So both my co-resident and I are on our second case of the day. So we're 4 cases in total. Not bad, not bad. Just really moving. It's almost 11:30 in the morning. So it's already been about 5 hours since I got here, which is pretty nutty. Still have a few cases to go. Haven't had anything added to the board yet. I'm gonna have a little snack and caffeine refuel. I've been making these little snack packs for myself, popcorn, crackers, and some candy, just to have some consistent source of carbs during the day. But then in here, I've got a bunch of stuff as well, like egg bites and salad and some meal replacement drinks. And so I've got a pretty good stock for the night. And our attending, I believe, is ordering us Indian food for lunch. So hopefully we have time to eat that. So between these snacks, that, and the lunch our attending's buying for us, should be able to make it through till tomorrow. Oh, garlic naan, tikka masala, baby, let's go. All right, it's like 7 p.m. We got wrecked today. I'll do you guys a little bit later. All right, so I'm in my call room. Here is a little tour. Got bed, bear hugger, sink, windows, computer. And then out here is where I carry the emergency code bag, some drugs and airway stuff. There's another room in here my co-resident will be in, and then another room in here. So we have 3 anesthesia call rooms. It's like 10 o'clock at night, so we're gonna try to finally settle down a little bit. Kind of worked all day, which was kind of rough, but hopefully I can get a couple hours of sleep. All right, so it's almost 5 in the morning. Just got woken up by a page. Patient needs to go straight to the OR. So luckily we have a bunch of stuff ready. So let's get it done. It's always a weird feeling to be dead asleep and wake up to a page. I feel like you're awake before you're awake, if that makes any sense. All right, let's get done. All right, guys, I am done with my call shift. Not bad, not bad. We worked pretty hard for, I would say, the first half of it. We were busy the entire day yesterday, last night. Just a bunch of cases, a lot of ortho stuff. That's typically what you see on these weekend call shifts, because there are a lot of things that need to go straight to the OR that are ortho related, like hip fractures and whatnot. Everything went smooth during the day, and then last night we were able to get into the call rooms around like 9 or 10, which was pretty awesome. And then I actually fell asleep pretty quickly and slept all the way until about 4:45 this morning, when I got woken up by a page for a patient that had to go straight to the OR. It was an urgent eye related case. I've only done a couple eye cases so far, but something interesting about the eye is that there's actually an oculocardiac reflex that can make you bradycardic when they are operating on the eye. I won't go into the science of it. You need to know these things as an anesthesiologist because you need to be prepared for it. Anyway, because I got to sleep, I feel pretty energetic. It's a really nice kind of cloudy, overcasty day right now. So I think I'm gonna go home, hydrate up a little bit, maybe have a small bite, and then go for a run, and then enjoy the rest of my post-call day.
Hi, Papas. Hello. Hi, guys. Hello. I missed you. Chippy, where'd you go? There he is.
All right, we are post-call and hitting a 10-mile run. I actually did a pre-call 10 miles Saturday evening. Now it's Monday morning, and I am doing post-call 10 miles, which I think this is gonna be the new tradition after my call shifts, is to just hit the 10 miles. All right, I am about 5 miles into my 10-mile run, just taking a water break. I had a really cool interaction when I got to my running spot today. So this guy stopped me. He said, "Hey doc, how's it going?" And it turns out his daughter is pre-med and she wants to be an anesthesiologist, and he watches my YouTube channel so that I guess he can kind of see what his daughter is going to be doing over the next few years. And I thought that was just such a cool moment. I've had several interactions like that with this YouTube channel, especially since I moved to San Diego, and it just reminds me how grateful I am for what we've built and what we've done with this channel, and for all the people I've gotten to meet because of it. I really just wanted to share that moment with you guys. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up a little bit of water and then get back to the rest of this run. All right guys, I am post-call and post 10-mile run. Been pretty good, a little exhausted, but one of the best things you could possibly come home to after a 24-hour call and a long run is your paycheck. That's right, we got paid again, and last month I told you guys that I got a raise because of the efforts of my program's resident union, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update of what my monthly income looks like because of that raise. All right, so I've got the numbers right here. So before the raise, my salary was $89,000 per year, and after the raise, it went up to about $93,000 per year. My last paycheck before the raise in October was for $5,541.65. And then we also have a mandatory retirement contribution from our salary, and to that retirement fund, they paid $548.52. Now with the raise, my November paycheck was for $5,772.20, and into the retirement account, they paid $576.76. So my net increase was probably like $300-ish or something like that. I just want to give you guys an update of what my numbers are looking like after getting the raise, because as you guys know, salary transparency in healthcare is very important to me, so I try to update you guys however I can. But I'm not the only one who cares about salary transparency, which is why I'm excited to partner up with Merit once again for this week's vlog. You guys have heard me talk about Merit on this channel tons of times before. I love working with them because we have the same values when it comes to healthcare professional salary transparency. Merit is a completely anonymous, community-powered salary sharing platform built by clinicians for clinicians. It's got over 13,000 real physician and APP salaries updated in real time as people add their own info. Now let me actually show you guys. If you go to merithealth.com, you can see a bunch of different specialties and their salaries. But let's look up mine, anesthesiology. Now, as you can see, the average anesthesiologist salary in the United States is about $541,000 per year. But it's not just anesthesiologists. They've got dermatologists, radiologists, pathologists, ID doctors, NPs, PAs, CRNAs, AAs. They even show how the salaries vary based off where you live in practice. And they even include extra data like the average workload, amount of hours per week, responsibilities, call schedules, benefits, PTO, retirement. These are all things you need to consider when you're taking a contract as a healthcare provider. It's really hard to find this amount of detail in salary data anywhere else, and they don't really teach you it in medical school. And now Merit's taking it one step further because they recently launched their job search product. So not only are they showing you salaries, but they're actually gonna help you land your next job. They aggregate listings from top employers all in one place, so you don't have to go searching all over the internet. And if you click express interest on any job, it'll send an email to the recruiter and then they'll reach out to you. And you can filter the jobs by schedule, compensation, practice settings, and much more. And your information stays private until you make the first move, so you're protected. And of course, they're built on transparency, so you see the salaries upfront before you even apply. Merit is probably one of the best tools and companies I've worked with in such a long time. And again, I just really, really love their
their mission statement, and I highly recommend you check them out. And if you're a physician or APP, I highly recommend that you contribute your own data to Merit because it really helps with the salary transparency culture and can help other people in healthcare get fair salaries. You guys can head to merithealth.com or click the link in my description to get started. And thank you so much again to Merit for sponsoring this week's vlog. So yeah, that's the update on my salary as a resident here in San Diego. You guys tend to like the salary content, so I'm happy to keep sharing it with you guys. And of course, I will continue to share it when I'm in attending one day, but that is much, much further down the road. For now, I gotta get through residency. Speaking of getting through residency, I am going to take a little bit of time to relax, get some chores done, bathe the dogs. I've got a pre-op for tomorrow at some point. Bunch of stuff, so I am going to go get started and I'll catch up with you guys later on.
Back with B. Let's see the fit. The Trader Joe fit. Wow. Wow. Heck yeah. Got a lot more than we needed. Ooh.
For the pickle peeps.
The haul. All right, guys, it is later on my post-call day. I have actually just kind of been relaxing. I did some grocery shopping, took like a 20-minute nap. Been hanging out with the puppies, of course, and I gave Chip and Chewy their baths today. And I just got done pre-opping for tomorrow's cases, which that part like generally sucks. Like, it's my post-call day, right? But I had to pre-op like 5 cases for tomorrow, even though it's like I'm post-call, right? You'd think you'd have the rest of the day off, but that's just one of those things like you have to do. And so imagine if you're trying to like make plans and stuff, do things, well, you have to be available when you get your schedule for the next morning in your cases so that you can be at a computer and chart reviewing and calling your attending. So just something that you have to consider in anesthesia residency. It's a daily thing anytime you have cases the next day. So that part, I'm not gonna lie, there's no way to sugarcoat this. It kind of sucks, it's pretty cheeks. But I'm done and it's like 5:30, so I'm going to go to the gym and do some tricking and tumbling with my friends. And good morning, guys. A good post-call day. Went for a run, went tricking, caught up on chores, hung out with the dogs, hung out with my friends, went grocery shopping. Really good day. Today, I'm not doing any of those things because I'm here at the hospital. I've got 5 cases on the board and I am the second late resident. So I have no idea how late I'm gonna be here today. Got kind of a GI lineup today, a few colostomy takedowns, colectomies, and colonoscopies. Not too worried about the actual cases, but I am a little worried about how long I might be here because I have a test tomorrow, which I'll tell you guys about later. Let's have a good day. Here's the food haul today. We got a bunch of just chicken sausage and rice. And then in there is hard-boiled eggs, carrots on spinach. We've got some Huel, this yogurt, and a cheese stick for a snack. And then I got myself a little snack box with some crackers, popcorn, and some candy just to keep me energetic throughout the day. I've been really good about bringing food from home and kind of proud of myself. All right, I'm about halfway into my second case of the day. Just got leave for a little lunch break. Got some chicken, meatballs, and rice. And then I got some veggies and hard-boiled eggs. Then I have a couple other snacks for later if I get hungry, since I am the second late resident. Don't know how late I'm gonna be here. Last time I made the mistake of not having enough food. So hopefully that's not the case today. Overall, everything is going pretty well. Worked with a medical student earlier, worked with a paramedic student, so that was fun, got to do some teaching. But yeah, everything is pretty smooth today so far. Yo, we are done. It's like 7 p.m. Finished on my last case, and then my attending let me go pretty late, but I guess not as bad as it could have been. And again, I don't have a pre-op, not really enough time to do any exercise or anything today, which is fine. I did a lot yesterday, but overall, a really good day. Really awesome surgery team, really awesome techs, nurses, just good vibes all around. Stable cases, can't complain. But I do need to get some rest because tomorrow is a big day. Woohoo! All right, guys, I just got to the hospital. Today is Wednesday, and instead of going into the OR, I have my first test in residency today. It's called the AKT, or the Anesthesia Knowledge Test. It's not necessarily like for grade or like a reflection of any sort of performance. It's just to see where our current anesthesia knowledge is and give us an idea of how much we need to improve as we prepare for our anesthesia boards or basic. CA1s, we typically don't do well on this, is my understanding, because we've only been anesthesia residents for a few months, and I believe we take this again next year. So again, the point is mostly just to see where we're at. I think worst case scenario is I get a stern maybe talking to and pushed to study more, which I think that's been one of the hardest things for me with residency so far, is a good study routine, just because I feel like I've been trying to balance the rest of my life with residency, and it's just been hard to have the motivation to study more and more outside the hospital. But I'm gonna work on that. I'm just gonna get through today. Honestly, I'm not really stoked about this. It'll be nice to get done around noon today. I have grand rounds coming up in a few minutes, and then we'll walk over to the testing building, have some breakfast, take the test. It's like 200 questions long, I believe, and then we have like 2 hours of lectures after that, and then it sounds like I am able to go home for the day. All right, wish me luck on my test. I'll update you guys after. Dude, I freaking love living in San Diego. Like, look how nice it looks out here. The weather's perfect year round, even in November. So lucky. All right, guys, I am done with my morning. That exam was pretty difficult. It was just 200 straight questions, which I've not had to do that many questions at one time since I took step 3. So it was very difficult as far as an attention span perspective, but it was also difficult because it's really a test made for anesthesia residents that are in their 2nd year of training, and I am in my 5th month of training. So it was pretty difficult. A lot of cardiac stuff, which I haven't done cardiac. A lot of OB stuff. I haven't done OB. Luckily, all my co-residents also thought it was very difficult. But again, the point of this test is just to give us a broad idea of what types of things we're gonna have to know eventually, and ideally in a year or something from now when we take it again, we do much better. So again, it's more of a benchmark, see where we're at, get an idea of what things we should be paying attention to as we move forward. Nothing for a grade, nothing meant to affect our self-esteem or anything. I feel like our morale is overall just fine. It's not like we just took a test and I'll feel defeated or something. Anyway, it's like 12:30, which is incredible because I basically have the rest of the afternoon off. I am going to catch up on some chores, wash my car and whatnot. And then later this evening, I need to pre-op for tomorrow's cases. And then I'm going to go tumbling again tonight. We're at open gym. We got Stacy.
I'm here.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do a really poorly formed pullover, and a back hip circle will be attempted.
Heck yeah. Residents who can flip, baby. Go, Stacy! Yo. Yo, that's sick.
Really bad.
No, that's so good. Heck yeah. Let's see those chalky hands. Oh, Ooh, say hi, Stacy's mom.
Hi, Stacey's mom.
My coaching advice, try hard.
Morning guys, happy Thursday. Got a big case this morning, followed by like 4 colonoscopies, so just gotta get through that, and the colonoscopy should be chill. Yesterday was really nice. I got home at like 1, got to just catch up on chores, hang out with the dogs, went tumbling with my friend and one of my co-residents last night, which was really cool that she joined. That's always fun when you get to combine 2 of your like social lives or 2 of your like just identities, I think. So that was really awesome. Anyway, we got a full lineup today, a big GI case followed by colonoscopies. So hopefully everything goes well. And then I get through tomorrow, and then I have a 2-day weekend. So really looking forward to that. All right, it's about noon. Kind of a complicated first case, but everything is quite stable, just large, open belly type stuff. But let me show you guys what I got for lunch today. Some meat, chicken sausage, eggs on rice. And then this is my little snack bag. We got a Celsius, some Huel in case I need like a second meal thing later, cheese stick, of course. And then in here is basically just a bunch of carrots and hard-boiled eggs. All right, I'm gonna enjoy my lunch and then get back to the OR. And I'm done. It's like almost 6 p.m. I have a long day, but like nothing too stressful. Like everything went really smooth today. I'm just tired, even though I shouldn't be because I had so much time off yesterday, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. Gonna head home and pre-op, have some food, and just relax. I want to get into bed early tonight if I can. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yo, happy Friday, guys. We made it to the end of the week. Just got to get through today, and I finally get a 2-day weekend, which I'm absolutely stoked about. Got to get some sleeping in time, some exercise, some sunshine. We got some robotic cases today, some colectomies, so should be pretty good. Nothing too complicated going on otherwise with my patients today. Let's have a good day. First case is underway. Yo, I'm out of there. Finally done for the weekend. When we get to my car, we'll debrief a little bit. All right, guys. Like I said, I am finally done for the week, and I get to start my 2-day weekend, which I am really, really looking forward to. I have not had a 2-day weekend since I was on PTO, since I was on call last weekend. So, pretty exhausted. I'm definitely feeling it today as the day went on. Even though I got a pretty good out of OR day on Wednesday and I was post-call Monday, I thought this week would be a little bit easier, I think, but I'm still pretty exhausted. I've noticed I've been staying later and later. You know, I feel like when I started my program, they were really good about getting us relieved by like 3:30-ish, 4 o'clock in the OR, which was nice. And I feel like that's not been happening. I've been staying really late, and I don't know. It's been definitely getting tougher. But in other regards, I do feel myself getting better and faster at just general anesthesia. I feel like some of my routines have gotten better. I've been faster at setting things up, more comfortable. So I think moving forward, I do want to do a better job of taking you guys along with me in the OR. And so I'm going to try to do a better job of that in my vlogs moving forward, since I just wasn't doing it because I just wasn't very comfortable myself. I needed to get my bearings. Of course, patient care comes first. This all comes first. Vlog comes second, but I think I'm starting to feel more comfortable. So I'm going to try to do better moving forward, guys. The big thing I want to share with you guys with this vlog was my updated paycheck, you know, what that looked like. So I am still very excited about that. Hopefully we keep seeing more progress, and I hope that other residency programs across the country keep seeing improvements in resident, not only work-life balance, but also wages and all that kind of stuff. I don't know who would disagree with the fact that happy residents would make for better hospital cultures patient care, everything. Like, just make residency less difficult. Like, it's gonna be hard academically and everything, but you can do other things as a program to make that better. For example, my intern year, I feel like they did a really good job at the resident work-life balance and environment and all that kind of stuff, and you know, food accommodations, everything. I feel like they did a really good job with that stuff, and that really helped make the hours more bearable, because back then I spent a lot of hours in the hospital, right? Did a lot of rotations where I was working 6 days a week, 12 hours plus per day, but I feel like I handled it better than I am now. And I think still a little bit of the physical exhaustion, early mornings, all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I think there definitely was a little difference in quality of life, but this is all temporary. It's residency, baby. This is the life we chose. I am going to enjoy my 2-day weekend and take a lot of downtime for myself, catch up on some chores, video editing, exercise, sleep. I really want to catch up on sleep. I've been better. I've been going to bed a little bit earlier, still not as early as I should, but I've been getting into bed closer to like the 10 o'clock mark every night, which is a big deal for me. So that's something I'm going to keep on moving forward. And in general, I'm definitely going to talk about my habits and some of my habit goals. I kind of alluded to them last week, but we'll talk about it maybe in next week's vlog or something. Anyway, I'm rambling because I just want to get my weekend started, so I'm gonna end the vlog here, but I want to thank you guys so much for joining me in another week in residency, and I will see you guys next time.